Hello everyone, this is Lakshmi Narayanamma, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIRE, Dundigal. Today I am here to start my Database Management System lectures. In today's class, I am going to discuss the brief overview of database management systems and what is data, database and database management systems. So here in this lecture, I am going to cover the basic terminology used in database management systems. Here is the course overview. Database management systems is the process of efficiently organizing, storing, and managing large data sets. It helps in designing and structuring data to ensure data integrity, security, and efficient retrieval. Mainly, it focuses on database design principles, relational model, and normalization. And also, it focuses on structured query language, SQL, which can be used for storing and retrieval of the data. And data transaction management and the concurrency control. It also focuses on database security and recovery mechanisms. And here in this subject, I'm going to focus on file organization techniques and indexing also. This is the brief overview of the subject, what we are going to discuss in these lectures. Okay, let me discuss the course objectives, what a student can learn during the course. First one is the role of database management system in an organization and learn the database concepts. The design of database using data model and logical database design techniques. The database queries using relational algebra and calculus. The concept of a database transaction and related concurrent recovery facilities and evaluate a set of queries in query processing. And coming to the outcomes, after completion of the subject, at the end of the course, the student should be able to describe data models, means what data model can be used for the construction of the database, and the schemas, how to design the schemas, and instances of views, levels, and database architectures for volumes of data storage. And define the concept of relational algebra and relational calculus from the theory to present queries. And make use of SQL queries for data aggregation, calculation, view subqueries, embedded queries, manipulation. Illustrate the definition of functional dependencies, interference rules, and minimal set of FDs to maintain data integrity. And the CO5 is state the concept of transaction, state and asset properties in data manipulation. Apply indexing, hashing techniques to access the records from the file effectively. These are the course outcomes which a student can learn after the completion of the course. Here this course is having 5 modules. The first module is regarding conceptual modeling introduction. In the first module, it is going to discuss about purpose of database systems, means why the database system we are using, and view of data, database languages, database uses, various components of overall database architectures. The basics of ER model like ER diagram basics and the basics of the relational model. So for the remaining concepts, it is providing the introduction in the module 1. And module 2 is regarding the relational approach. In the relational approach, basically it concerns on relational algebra and calculus. Again, under the relational algebra, it provides different relational algebra operations like selection and projection, set operations, renaming, joins, division, and some examples on those operations for solving the real-time problems. And the second part covers with the relational calculus. Under the relational calculus, we can have tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. After that, some queries on the relational algebra, calculus, domain relational calculus, and tuple relational calculus. Module 3 is regarding the query basics, RDBMS, and normalization. So first part is about the SQL. Under the SQL, we can talk about data definition commands, queries with various operations, options, manipulation commands, views, joins, integrity, and security triggers. Means here based on the SQL what operations we can perform. All these things are discussed under the module 3 first part. And the second part is about the pitfalls of RDBD. Lossless join decomposition means how we can join the tables without a loss, and functional dependencies and strict axioms, normalization for relational databases, first, second, third normal forms, and up to fifth normal form we are covering in this module. After that, we can talk about the transaction processing. Under the transaction processing, we can have the transaction concepts and the properties, how we can recover the transactions from the failures, how we can process the concurrent execution. Under the concurrency control, we can talk about that. So these are the concepts what we can discuss under the module 4. Coming to module 5, data storage and query processing. Under this, we can talk about organization of records, files, means how we can mount the file systems and what data indexing we can use. All those concepts can be discussed under the module 5. And for this subjects, I can refer these textbooks. This is textbook number 1, and these are the reference textbooks. So here in this subjects, on the whole, it is having 5 modules. The module 1 is regarding the basics of database management system, like what is the purpose of database management systems and advantages. Module 2 is about relational algebra and calculus, and third module is about the SQL and the functional dependencies. Module 4 is about the transaction management, and module 5 is about the file system and indexing briefly. And these are the textbooks what we can follow for the reference. Course content. Here already I've mentioned the module 1 is having the syllabus, introduction to database, purpose of database systems, view of data, and database languages, database users, various components of overall DBMS architecture, and some of the concepts related to the ER models, like what is a ER diagram and what are the basic elements of the ER diagram and how we can draw the ER diagrams for the given concept. Everything will be discussed here about the basics of the ER model. And the basics of relational model. Under this basics of relational model, we can talk about the relations like tables in terms of tables. What kind of relations we can form on the tables, and how we can organize the tables, and how we can form the relations, how we can apply the constraints, how we can retrieve the data. Everything can be discussed under the relational model. Let us talk about the introduction part. So here, introduction to database management systems. So before going to this database management systems, we need to talk about the data. So we need to talk about the data. So data is, in the perspective of database management systems, I'm talking about here, data is a collection of raw facts. Data is a collection of raw facts and figures we can consider, which can be recorded. Data is a collection of raw facts which can be recorded, that I can consider as a data in the point of view of your database management systems. And here in this data, I can consider the text data as an example, and I can consider the numbers like 1, some 98, like this I can consider. I can consider the images, consider the audio files, I can consider the video files also under the data. For example, if I write some alphabet, this can also become a data. Means a data is a collection of raw facts which can be recorded. It may or may not convey a meaning. Sometimes the data may or may not convey a meaning. So here the data comes like a text, numbers, it can be sometimes images, audio files, video files, etc. Whatever we can record, that can be considered as data. The next term is about a database. Database is a collection of interrelated data. Database is a collection of interrelated data. Means whenever we are storing the data in the database management systems, the data can have some relations among it. For example, if I consider the data like we are having some students roll number 1, 2, 3, and here I am providing the information like bus numbers, some AP 2233 or TS 1166. Like this, I am storing the information. If we consider this data, there is no connection among this. Then I can call it as a data. I can call it as data, but I cannot call it as information. Before going to the database, let me discuss about the information. Information. So information means it is a collection of data. We can call, formally we can call it as a collection of data which is meaningful. The information can convey a meaning. So, or we can say the extracted data can be called as information which can convey a meaning. For example, if I take the data like this, roll number of the student is 1 and his name is Vijay and the section is A and the semester is 4. Now it is conveying a meaning. Then I can call it as information. I can call it as information. So here the point is collection of raw facts can be called as data. Data can be anything which can be recorded. Then coming to the information is extracted from the data which can convey a meaning. Then coming to the database. A database is a collection of interrelated data. So like this. Now I can consider this as a information which is extracted from the student table. Here, database is a collection of interrelated data. Means whatever you are storing the data, so that must have some relation. Here, if you consider this data, student roll number is 1 and the name of the student is Vijay and his section is A and his section he's in 4th semester. This means there is a relation between this data, whatever we have stored in the database. Now coming to our part, that is the main DBMS, Database Management System. Database, already we know the database means it is a collection of, database management system means it is a collection of raw facts and figures. And whenever we are storing a collection of information, then we want to access the data. For what purpose we are storing the data? To access it. If you store it properly, we can access it efficiently. So, for accessing that data, or sometimes we may require to modify that data. So for modifying that data, we can make use of the programs. Database means a collection of interrelated data, and here management system means a set of programs which can access the data stored in the database. So on the whole, what we can say is a database management system is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs that can access the system. So these are the words which can come with the database management system introduction. So here, before the database management systems, the people were using the file systems. I'll discuss the drawbacks of the file systems and why we come with the database management systems in the next class. Okay, let us discuss what is the purpose of our database management systems and why it is designed. So the primary goal of DBMS is to provide a way to store and retrieve database information both in the convenient and efficient manner. So here we are having the data. So for example, if we are having only 10 records, means 10 student information like roll number 1, the name is AA, and this year is he is reading about a 4th semester. So like this, if roll number is 2 and the name is like he is having some 10 records, means we can maintain this data in manually. We can manage this data manually. We can enter the data manually in our textbooks or in our notebooks, or even we can enter this data in some notepads also with our computer systems. So as the number is increasing, for example, if you are having 1,000 records, or if you are having 10,000 records, in that case, managing that data manually is a difficult thing. Managing that data is a difficult thing. In that case, definitely we should have to go for the computer systems to manage that data. So in that case, here we can consider the DBMS systems. For example, you are having a Word document or you are having a notepad with this data, and here the roll number of the student, here name of the student, and here it is the semester and some address also. You are having some XYZ. Like this, you are having the records. Now, if this data is available in the text file or notepad, then we can write some C program or Python program. By making use of that program, we can retrieve the data, whatever is stored in this. Now, the requirement of the user has changed. So now he don't want the entire information of the student, just he wants the information of the student about what is the roll number and what is his address. That only the fields that user wants. In that case, again the program need to be changed based on the requirement. So like in that we should have to delete the second column, which is the name. So in the data, whatever is sent to other third party should have only the roll number and address. After that time, the requirement has changed now. Now the people or the third party wants the data regarding only the roll numbers. Again, the program need to be changed. Means if the data is available in the files like text files or notepad or some Word documents, then by making use of writing the programs, we can retrieve the data. Whenever that requirement has changed, every time the program need to be changed. So which is again, different programs are written in different programming languages. So here, coming to the database management systems, the primary goal is to provide a way to store and retrieve the information both in convenient and efficient way. So if you use this database management systems, with a simple query, we can retrieve or we can solve all the questions whatever is given. That means I can write, for example, I want only the roll number and address of the student. Then simply I can write a query, select roll number, address. From the student table, I can write like that. So if I want all the data, then I can write select a star from student name. That means here we can write the simple queries to solve all the questions whatever are provided. And that means we are retrieving the data in a convenient and efficient manner. So that is the main purpose. The main goal of DBMS is to provide a way to store and access the data in a both convenient and efficient way. Database systems are designed to manage large bodies of information. So here, database systems are designed to manage large bodies of information. For example, if you're having 5 records, then it's okay to maintain it manually. If you're having 100 records, then also it is okay to manage with the manual systems. As the number of records are increasing, as the data size is increasing, so here in the day-to-day life, lots of information is generated. So to maintain that large bodies of information, we need a system. That system is our database management systems. Okay, database management systems are mainly designed to maintain large bodies of information. So here we can make a choice when we can go for the file systems, when we can go for the database management systems. I'll discuss that in the next class. So here the choice is, if you are having large bodies of information, then it is better to go for database management systems for storing that large bodies of information. The next one is management of data involves. Here, this database management system is having the two terms, database and management systems. So we know that database means a collection of interrelated data. So whenever you are storing the data, we should have to manage it. Sometimes we may require to modify the data. For example, I have stored 10,000 records of the students in our database. Now, a student has changed his phone number. Then we need to open the database. Then we should have to update the phone number of the particular student. Means we need to manage the data by applying some manipulation operations. Sometimes we may require to retrieve the data, whatever is stored in the database. So to perform that kind of operations, we can call that as a management. So management of data involves both defining the structures. That means sometimes if we are having the raw data, we should have to structure it and store it in the database systems. For storage of information, providing mechanisms for the manipulation. As I said, sometimes the data need to be modified. Suppose, for example, the address may be changed or the phone number may be changed. So in that cases, the database management system efficiently manipulates or manages the data, whatever is stored in the database management systems. Okay, this is the main purpose. The main goal is to store and retrieve the data in a convenient and efficient manner. And the database systems are mainly designed for storing large bodies of information. And the third point is management of data involves data storage, defining the storage structures, as well as manipulation of the data for various operations. So whenever you are using the database management systems, either it can be for storing of your information or for retrieval operations. So whatever may be the reason or whatever may be the purpose, when you are using the database management system, the database system must ensure the safety. So safety of the information stored despite the system crashes and attempts to unauthorized accesses. So whenever we are storing our data, whenever you are performing some transactions, there may be system crashes. Okay, despite of the system crashes, the database system must ensure the safety of the database. So by applying the transaction properties and all, the database management system maintains that safety of the data. And it must prevent the unauthorized accesses for the data stored in the database. Data are to be shared among several users. So whenever multiple users are sharing the files, then it must have to prevent anomalous results. It must provide the consistency in the data and it must always provide the correct results. Database management systems are having many more applications. So this database management system can be used in a variety of ways, in variety of applications. Here are some of the applications I'm discussing. Database management systems can be used in enterprise information. Database management systems can be used in enterprise information. Almost in all areas we can use database management systems. Up to my knowledge, I don't have a area where I cannot use the database management systems. So here, if you go for the enterprise information, so under this enterprise information, we can store the information related to the sales. So sales are particular to for a customer, and product, we can store the customer details, what kind of product he has purchased, and what in purchase information, like whether he has used a debit or credit card, or what is the cost of the product, everything regarding the sales under the enterprise, we can store the information. Accounting information also. So under this enterprise, we can have the accounting, human resources, and all this. So for maintaining this information, we can also use database management systems. And in the manufacturing also, we can use database management systems like for storing of the data, like for management of the supply chain and tracking production of items in factories, inventories. So for maintaining of the warehouse stores, details of the products, and for maintaining the supply chain, we can use the database management systems in the manufacturing units. Online retailers. So in the online retailers for sales data noted and online order tracking, generation of recommendation lists, and maintenance of online product evaluations. For maintaining all this, mainly it is for storing large bodies of data. For storing large bodies of information, we can use the database management systems. In almost all these fields, we can have a large bodies of information. For storing that large bodies of information, we can use the database management systems. And the most important is banking and finance. In the banking sector also, we can use the database management systems for customer information maintenance, accounts, loans, and banking transactions. And for credit card transactions also, for storing the credit card transactions also, we can use database management systems. Under this, we can use for purchase on credit cards, what kind of things we purchased on the credit cards, what are the bills, etc. Generation of monthly statements also can be maintained by making use of the database management systems. And in finance, for storing information about holdings, sales, and purchase of financial instruments such as stocks and bonds. Also for storing real-time market data, enable online trade by customers and automated trading of the firm. So like this, everywhere, almost all in every sector, we can use database management systems for storing as well as for retrieving of the data in a both convenient and efficient way. And another sector is universities. In universities also, we can use the database management systems for storing the student information, course registrations, and for maintaining the grades, standards of enterprise information such as human resource and accounting. That means in universities as well as in the enterprises, for storing of the information, we can use the database management systems. Airlines. In airlines also, for making the reservations, for knowing about, for storing the information regarding the schedules, and for cancellation of the tickets, for everything we can use the database management systems in the airlines. telecommunications. In telecommunications also, we can use the database management systems for keeping records of the calls made, etc. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.